Ladies and gentlemen, families and friends, a very warm welcome indeed to Canterbury and to this degree and award ceremony of the University of Kent. The ceremony will start soon and it begins with 4 processions: the graduands, the academic staff, the honorary graduand and the Vice-Chancellor. We'll all stand for the last procession and I'll give you a signal so you know when to do that. While this is an exciting occasion, we ask that you please remember all those seated around you, and particularly not to block their view. Standing up or leaving your seat to take photos and videos will not be tolerated. Ushers in the blue gowns are stationed around the cathedral should you need help. Guests will not be allowed to leave the cathedral from 15 minutes before the end of the ceremony, and the centre aisle must remain clear at all times for the processions of graduates and staff. At the end of the ceremony, the head usher will ask you to stand for the processions, and you will then take your seats as they prepare for you to exit the cathedral. Please remain seated until you are instructed to leave by an usher. Lastly, please make sure that your phones are now switched off. Once more, please be mindful of those around you who also want to celebrate this very special day. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a truly fantastic time.
Distinguished guests, our honorary graduand, colleagues, family, friends and supporters, and especially our graduates, I declare this degree congregation open. Please be seated. Today we are awarding degrees, certificates and diplomas for those who have completed academic courses at the University of Kent. I want to thank the Dean for allowing us to use the wonderful venue of Canterbury Cathedral. And as Vice-Chancellor, I want to welcome everyone who's able to be part of our celebrations here today and those watching online. Graduands, you've all showed extraordinary resilience and commitment to complete your studies, and we are very proud of how you've risen to the challenges throughout your time at university. You've overcome them. You've finished, you finally made it. Well done. I want to thank all the family members, friends and other supporters who are here and who've been part of that journey. All of you will have provided support in so many ways for our graduates, for which you too deserve our thanks and congratulations. I would also like to thank those members of the university staff who've supported you throughout your studies and in your broader life at the University of Kent. Many of them are here behind me on the platform or are volunteering in the cathedral, but there are countless others who've also contributed to your success today. It is our community, our family, our staff and students together that make the University of Kent such a successful institution. And graduates, I'm so proud to see you here today. You are proof, if proof were needed, that Kent students are truly extraordinary. Being here today means you've excelled academically, but you have also gained the knowledge, skills and understanding to enable you to move to the next stage of your lives. We still live in changing and challenging times, but on this day, it is my greatest hope and belief that Kent has given you everything you need to embrace change. Not just your certificate and qualification, but more importantly, the knowledge, values, confidence and determination to meet every challenge. Of course, it helps to have great teachers, and we have some of the world's leading academics among our staff with a passion for passing on their knowledge and research skills to their students. Our researchers make a difference in the world, working across disciplines to tackle some of the world's greatest challenges. They will have made sure you are up to date with the latest ideas and cutting-edge thinking, and I hope that has inspired and challenged you too as you've made your way through your university career. All of that work continues, I'm really proud to say. At Kent, we stand for ambition. It inspires collaboration, creates connections and unites communities. We're here to make a difference, to transform lives, whether through an education and student experience that fires your imagination so that you can make your mark on the world, or through outstanding research that changes the way that we look at things, or through working with local communities to bring about positive change. So all of you who are here this evening, I hope you are as proud of the university as we are of you. I hope you enjoy this ceremony and afterwards go on to celebrate your success with family and friends. I also hope you enjoy your rite of passage as you cross the front of the nave here. There will be no slipping, tripping, or falling. You will glide beautifully across the front of the nave. You'll walk towards me, you will shake my hand. You will turn to face family, friends, supporters, and you'll walk down the nave, collect your certificate on the way, and return to your seat, ready to celebrate at the end of the evening. Please do feel free to chat, to clap, to cheer. You can whoop and you can whistle. This is a joyous event. It is a celebration, and we really do want you to celebrate this evening. So please do support and encourage everybody who's here this evening. It just remains for me to say that by admitting you to your degree, it is our honour and pleasure to mark your success and to wish you well on your future path, wherever it may take you. Thank you. I now call upon the Director of Arts and Humanities to present candidates for their awards and degrees.
Most Honourable Vice-Chancellor and President, to you and the whole university, I present these candidates from the Division of Education found worthy to be admitted to degrees.
By virtue of the authority committed to me, I admit all those who are about to be presented and other qualified candidates in absentia.
For the award of postgraduate certificate, our colleague Diva Nasita. For the degree of Master of Arts, Veronica Ann Francis Millam. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for a thesis entitled, Why is the Business School System in Perpetual Crisis? Explaining the Legitimacy Paradox, Jacqueline Aldridge. Most Honourable Vice-Chancellor and President, to you and the whole university, I present these candidates from the Division of Arts and Humanities found worthy to be admitted to degrees.
By virtue of the authority committed to me, I admit all those who are about to be presented and other qualified candidates in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bridget Eva Abercrombie. Gabriella Valerie Adams. Sandra Menswa AJ Eisen. Jasmine Isabel Agnew. Jasmine Ivy Safar Ajayi. Saeed Omar Ahmed. Hasib Ali. Nadia Zara Humashi Al-Masoud. Isabel Maria Alves Short. Nikki Ameriune. Shelby Louise Anderson. Connie May Atkins. Ellie Victoria Baker. Benjamin Peter Barden. Aaliyah Ronelle Elise Barker. Elena Alice Rice Barnum. Alia Barut. William Jonathan Bayliss. Duna Beale. Vishal Bhargava. Quarina Binti Ahmed Rizal.
30 is here.
Justina Bistert. Beanie Pollard. Melanie Melissa Rachel Branscombe. Kit Sebastian Bueller Edge. Callum Archie Burrell. Nino von Jansen Calapit. Catherine Emrys Capel. Sam Carrick. Michael Anthony Wyard Chambers. Ling Hoi Janice Chan. Zain Rashid Channa. Beth Charlotte Chapman. Claire Alexandra Chappell. Leanne Christina Chester. Poppy Cherry Chown. Safira Nicole Christotoufu. Ayin Chi Samuel Chukwu. Silvana Chung. Hamida Yusra Cole. Lila Comins. Nuala Kristen Connolly. Rebecca Jade Copsey. Joseph John Ison Koshal. Tabia Ann Mary Cox. Jemima Elaine Crosley. Chloe Jane Culver. Archie Lawrence Denniston. Daria Marina Dobraemski. Nathaniel Andre Dorch. Kira Fabian Eckert. Rebecca Mary Elliott. Amy Ann Ellis. Darcy Gillian Rosetta Elmer. Olivia May Evans. Juliette Lucy Mayer Evo Hertevent. Matthew John Exel. Brooke Page Isles. James Anthony John Ferguson. Molly May Fisher. Ophelia Fletcher. Guy Andrew Foster Pierce. Kira Ebony Gabardon Little. Victoria Bianca Garcia. Evelyn Gardner. Aidan Reese Gardner. Jack Harvey Gentry. Lauren Annette Gill. Matthew Paul Gingle. Olivia Alexandra Goodwin. Philip Richard Graynoth. Jamie Matthew Green. Valentina Grillini. Sheila Gutteler. Alice Renner Halfyard. Emily Jennifer Harris. Jamie Grace Harwood. Priya Rosanna Hawes. Joshua Scott Hawking. Kira Alice Hales. Jack Anton Seamus Haythorne. Alice Myrie Healy. Dominique Valentine Hegarty. Katie Rose Henn. Holly Ella Herwin. Amy Alexandra Hodge. Hannah Victoria Hollidge. Alexander Takaru Horsley. Ella Jade Howard. Rufus Ralph Harvey Irvin. Chase Izzet. Stephanie Rachel Jackson. William Oliver Jenkins. Maria Catriona May Jervis. Olivia Rose Jones. Tajinder Kaur. Isabel Edith Keeley. James Nicholas Kemp. Kitty Kilby. Alice Margaret Kincaid. Madeline Grace King. Emma Katie Knight. Freya Lillamore Lagergren. Jade April Lauritsen. Brooklyn Dominic Laver. Bethany Jade Lavery. Benedict Winston Francis Lee. Si Ching Lee. Swan Sylvie Catherine Lisfranc. Amy Loftusness Radcliffe. Elspeth Kennedy. Lucy Louise Magnall Green. Oliver Jocelyn Mann. Rochelle Rhea Corman. Alfacina Rotenda Matungmir.
I now call upon the public orator, Dr. Chris Deasy, to present Mike Wilkins for the award of an honorary degree.
Most Honourable Vice-Chancellor, graduates, graduand and guests, Mike Wilkins joked to me that he is the half-time entertainment at this evening's graduation ceremony. But as a former professional footballer who devoted more than 35 years to the University of Kent, I would rather see him as at least our full-time entertainment this evening. Now, Mike was born in 1942 in a working-class area of Leeds. His street was bombed during the Second World War, and at age 5, the family was forced to move from a terraced house with an outdoor toilet to a prefab with much better facilities. It was the biggest prefab estate in Europe, and Mike thought of it as heaven. Sadly, so many of the young teachers did not come back from the war, and retired teachers were brought back to teach. There were 45 pupils in Mike's class, with a shortage of books, equipment and facilities, and therefore learning was difficult. However, Mike excelled at sport. From the age of 9, he was playing in under-11s rugby league. He would miss the last lesson each day at Beeston Primary School due to rugby and cricket training. So education for Mike was all about sport, and he was happy to have failed the 11 plus, as he didn't want to play rugby union, which was a grammar school sport. When he left school at 15, Mike worked as a butcher. His dad said that he should be a butcher, as butchers always have meat on the table. Rationing didn't end until 1957. As a family, they had little money, but a loving family life. The young Mike had never played in a football team, and indeed would play football with a tennis ball each day. But he joined Ashley Road FC, age 15, and they reached the final of Leeds and District Under-16s League. The final was played at Elland Road, the home of his parish, of his club, Leeds United. And he remembers the score, 3 down at half-time before scoring 2 goals. His team won 4-3. So football beckoned. He signed professional for Bradford City at 17 and scored 25 goals in 29 games for their youth team and reserves. But the following year, Mike had pain in his knee and had to have an operation. He was told he would never play again, so he returned to the butcher trade. A year later, determined to resurrect his football and prove the surgeon wrong, he played part-time at York City and then Gravesend and Deal before moving to Canterbury City. He would work in the butchers on Butchery Lane while playing for 4 years for Canterbury City. Now, at age 28, Mike's knee eventually gave in, so he retired from playing and turned to coaching with Canterbury City youth team. Mike asked the then director of sport here at the University of Kent, George Popplewell, whether he could use the university facilities to train the youth team. Having seen him coach, the director advised Mike to apply for the part-time 2-terms post at the sports centre. He signed up in 1971, but within 6 weeks was offered a full-time post as sports centre assistant. In 1974, Mike took total control of the university football club and established a professional approach where the objective was to excel and to win. As well as playing against other universities on Wednesdays, Mike also put 3 teams in the local league, playing on Saturdays. And in 27 years of coaching, they won over 30 trophies. They even got through to the final of the University Cup. And to have reached the final against a sports university such as Loughborough was a major achievement. For Mike back then, the university seemed like the ivory tower on the hill. He was in awe of university staff and terrified to talk to lecturers. In his time here, he took coaching qualifications, such as in weight training, and also worked hard to improve his basic education, taking various O-levels. He then studied part-time for a diploma in recreational management, achieving a distinction, and was then encouraged by George Popplewell to take a higher degree. And Mike chose sociology, social policy, and public administration, as he wanted to broaden his knowledge outside of sport, achieving a 2-2. While doing this, Mike helped put tables and chairs out in the sports hall, including on the day before when he sat his own exam. Mike then progressed from a 2-term contract sports hall assistant to full-time senior sports hall assistant, deputy director, and then in 1992, he became director of sport. Mike was ahead of his time and changed the whole philosophy of the sports centre, including encouraging more females to use the centre and the weight training facilities, for example. Now, Mike had a philosophy of sport for all, and all were made welcome, whether it was an elite sports person or a total beginner. He worked tirelessly to make sure that the sports centre had the best facilities in the county of Kent for the students and the community. One of his biggest achievements was in selling the sports centre in vacation time to raise income and keep student costs down. All sorts of events took place at the time, such as an antique fair and an orchids fair, when someone had to water the plants at 4 a.m. before opening. Kent University was also the first university to get a synthetic pitch. Mike will tell you more in just a moment. The basketball floor in the sports hall is also the same one that was used in the Melbourne Olympics, with Mike once again ensuring that Kent had the best facilities. Mike retired from the university in 2007 and was awarded an MBE at the time for services to sport in higher education and the community. Appropriately, on the day it was announced that he had been awarded the MBE, he had organised a football reunion with 87 former students coming back to Keynes. And I wonder, Mike, which of these was the most important to you? So Mike has had an amazing career. He put the students first, and while his knee injury may have put pay to his professional footballing career, his trajectory has been an incredible one. So I present Mike Wilkins in recognition of his significant contribution to football to be admitted to the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
To me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa. Many, many congratulations.
Vice-Chancellor, thank you so much for this. I'm so proud. I'd also like to say to the orator, thank you for your kind words. After working 35 years at the university for many, many outstanding highlights, the orator spoke about my MBE. It's definitely one of my highlights. Just going to Buckingham Palace to receive my MBE from Prince Charles, of course now King Charles, was so exciting. And Prince Charles and I had a short but memorable discussion about the importance of sport for children and about state schools selling off their playing fields. We both thought this was totally out of order, and they were selling off their state playing fields because of the lack of funding from government. Both of us agreed on that. And Prince Charles told me, continue fighting against the sale of state schools' playing fields, and I will do so also. He said, because children need sport in their lives. I could not agree more. A second highlight was meeting Bishop Desmond Tutu at the Lambeth Conference. The orator spoke about using our sports centre for different events. Well, the Lambeth Conference was for bishops from all over the world. And the sports hall was transformed to look like this, the inside of a cathedral. It was unbelievable. And Bishop Tutu used to come over the centre early in the morning, which gave me an opportunity to talk to him. He was such a nice person. And he told me, Bishop Tutu told me, that the ban on international sports clubs and countries from playing sport in South Africa was the most powerful way to change the horrible regime of apartheid. He stressed the importance of sport in society, and again, I totally agreed. A third highlight for me was I love working with students. 35 years with them, absolutely fantastic. And as you already said, in 1974, I started coaching the football team. I coached them for 27 years. We were very successful. We won over 30 trophies, county cups, local cups, leagues, very successful. But as you already said, the highlight for me was 3 times we reached the national final. This was similar to the FA Cup for every university in England and Wales. Kent at the time only had under 5,000 students. It was a small university. But we went and beat the big ones. We beat the Leicester, we beat the Nottinghams, we beat Exeter away. Nobody gave us a chance, but we went there and we beat them. And in the final, although we lost the 3 finals, we lost only by 1-0 to Sheffield. We lost to Loughborough 2-0, but we missed a penalty. In the third game, we lost to Loughborough 2-1, but they got the winning goal 8 minutes to the end of extra time. I mean, and for Kent to play Loughborough, who was our top sports college, I would say they still are, it's almost like Gillingham playing Man City. We did so well. There was no disgrace in losing, and the players made me feel so proud. I also helped to start the women's team. I'm just about passionate about football, so whether men or women play, I'm passionate about both of them. I help them with their coaching, help them set up the team, and I can't wait, to be honest, for the Women's World Cup to start next week, I think it is. I'm also a UEFA A-licensed coach, and I've always wanted to improve my coaching. So I try to watch top coaches working. Every time I went to Leeds to see my family, I went to watch Leeds United training. And at the time, in the 70s, for me, they were the best team in Europe. Their manager was Don Revie, 14 successful years at Leeds. In 1974, Don Revie became the England manager. And the new manager for Leeds was a man called Brian Clough. If you don't know, Brian Clough was an arrogant, controversial, but very successful manager. He'd won 2 European Cups, plus leagues and promotions. I thought, I must go and see his first day at Leeds. So I pull into the stadium car park, and a car pulls in next to me. It was Brian Clough. So I went to him and said, Mr. Clough, is that okay if I watch you coaching? He said, certainly, young man. Go and tell the security man at the gate I've sent you. This is good. So I go walking through the gate, and there's a game taking place. It was an under-16 trial. Excuse me, I'm knocking all of it over. An under-16 trial. And a person come and stood alongside of me was a man called Les Cocker. He was Don Reeves' assistant manager for 14 years. He'd won everything. But Les was also a part of Sir Alf Ramsey's World Cup winning coaching squad. I've got a World Cup winner standing next to me. Couldn't believe it. So I said to Les, when you're watching a trial, I need to know this because some of you graduates may have gone through trials. When you're watching a trial, do you watch the back, the middle, the front? Do you watch individuals? What do you look for in a trial? And Les said to me, oh, nothing like that. We only want the star. If it's not the star, they're not good enough for Leeds. And a voice on my right-hand side said, I agree with that. It was Brian Clough. I've got Brian Clough on my right-hand side, and I've got Les Cocker on my left-hand side. It was like in today having Pep Guardiola of Man City there and Jurgen Klopp of Liverpool here, two of the best footballing brains in the country. But then Brian Clough said, but we look at attributes. What attributes? He said, we look at character, personality, determination, dedication, courage, bravery, and I like this one, a desire to improve from positive criticism. They must have a will to win. They must hate to lose. And they must be team players. Well, I've used all of that, but when I left Holland Road that day, I was on a high. I could have run home on the clouds. 44 days later, Brian Clough was sacked. I worked as a football manager for 27 years. Was never sacked. I retired. Just one better than Brian Clough at that stage. Now, the orator referred to our first football reunion in 2007. What we do on the reunion, we have a game, then we have drinks, then we have dinner, then I do a small PowerPoint presentation that's on football discussion, and then we retire to the bar, and we all catch up with everybody's news. It was so successful that they asked me to run one annually, and I believe we're the only sports club to have an annual reunion. We've only missed one, and that was through COVID. And what's interesting, ex-Kent players come back from all over the world. They're flying in from America, from Germany, from Cyprus, everywhere, and all over UK. They just want to come back, join their friends, and have a game. But what's interesting is their attitude in the game. Some are now 40, 50, 60. All those attributes I talked about are still there. They want to win. They're all determined to win. I sit there and watch it. It's fantastic. And every year, some players will come up and tell me that being educated at Kent and the discipline and attitude that was required for the football club was a driving force behind their successful careers. And in fact, this week, I received an email from an ex-player who now lives in Perth, in Australia. And he said, thanks for taking time to make us better footballers and better people. I'm so proud of that. That's to come back now from somebody who was here in the 80s, and he's writing that still. Very, very proud of that. Now, our next football reunion is on September the 9th, and it's organised by Alex and Reese from the alumni, who are here today. I don't know where, but somewhere. And I would like to take this opportunity to personally thank Alex and Rhys for their organisation, their support, their enthusiasm, and all their energy in making the reunion successful. So Alex, Rhys, wherever you are, thank you. And as the orator said, I only wanted the best for Kent. We had the first synthetic pitch. I could see a value in this. Not only could you just play football, but you could play other games. You could play hockey, rugby, American football. But the key was we could play continuously. We could play back-to-back matches. I always put students first, but the advantage of synthetic pitch was I could sell it. I could sell it in the summer. I could sell it at downtime, or the income I brought in kept the student costs down. And I managed to bring in local football clubs and Chelsea FC Academy, which I managed for 11 years. That was perfect. As I said, it brought in wonderful income, and I could keep the cost. I wanted everybody to be able to afford to use our sports facilities, so I could keep the costs down. After 12 years, the original pitch, it needed replacing. That would have made massive strides on synthetic pitches. I wanted the best for Kent. I went and visited Chelsea. I visited Arsenal. I visited West Ham. I went to Leeds. I was up seeing my family. When I went to Leeds, I was very fortunate. The outside grass pitches were frozen. So the first team were training in this indoor synthetic pitch. I was watching the first team train. Absolutely heaven for me. I was impressed with the Leeds pitch. And then Graham Holmes, my assistant director, who was also from Leeds, we went to look at Man United's synthetic pitch. The salesman met us and he showed us all around the training ground. Very impressive. And he took us to this indoor stadium. The pitch looked great, but there was a bag of footballs. Now, personally, I can't resist kicking a football. So I go and get the ball out, and Graham and I are passing the ball, testing the surface. Then I went up front, and I scored. I scored against Man United. Fantastic. Our salesman will tell you anything. So I went to find the groundsman. The groundsman will always tell you the truth. I said, why did Sir Alex choose this pitch? And the groundsman told me that Man United were playing away at Real Madrid. And while the team were resting in the afternoon, the Man United staff had a game on it. And they said to Sir Alex, boss, we've got to have this pitch, it's great. But Sir Alex thought the ball zipped through too slowly. So he arranged with the carpet manufacturers to reduce the size of the weave. So Sir Alex is the only football manager I know that's had a synthetic pitch cut. And I like the Leeds pitch and I like the Man United pitches, so I played the two companies up together. I want to get the best deal for Kent. But both companies kept coming in with similar costs. So I did some research on the companies, and I realised the company which installed the Man United pitch didn't have any pitches in the university sector. So I told the salesman, if he gives us a big discount, I would act as his agent if any university director wanted to come and visit. He bought this, he was delighted, and he gave me a massive 25% discount, a 25% discount on synthetic pitch, massive amount of money for us. And what he didn't know was any director of sport who wanted to come to Kent, I'd certainly look after them. I would have made no difference, but we got a 25% discount. In 2005, my excellent assistant director, Graham Holmes, and I put together an application for to the Football Foundation for funding. We needed a new pavilion. We didn't have enough funds. I thought we submitted an excellent application, but it was unsuccessful, rejected. I wanted to know why, and I was told, well, funding was government money for community usage, not universities. Well, I'm going to accept this, and I didn't think they'd read our application properly. I think they just saw university and rejected it. We then reapplied because I covered everything that was wanted. We were the football community use, the hub for the whole of the community in Kent and Canterbury. In the vacation time, I hate to see anything not being used, so I used it for county tournaments, schools cup finals, local league cup finals, five-a-sword tournaments, and the Lord may be a priest away on this one, I did the Mayor's Charity Tournament. I did things with children with special needs. I found out that immigrant families in the city had nowhere to go. I did football for them. We had language schools. I had Gillington Academy for pre-season training. I also worked a lot for the FA. I did an FA football course. I set up a referees course, a prevention of injuries course, treatment of injuries, and I actually run a soccer school for under-14s. Now, all of those are open to everybody in Kent. It wasn't just the university. So I resubmitted what I believed to be a great application. But I heard nothing, absolutely nothing. On my last day at Kent, after working for 35 years, I was feeling very sad. I didn't want to leave. I had to leave because I was 65. But I love working at Kent, and I was very passionate about my role. I absolutely loved it. And I was in my office feeling very sad when Graham came in, my assistant director, with the mail. He said, "There's a letter from the Football Foundation." Not another rejection. So I thought, okay. I opened up the letter. I wasn't feeling bright as it was. I opened up the letter and it said, "Dear Mr. Wilkins, we are pleased to award you," and I looked and I looked again, "just under £1 million. Just under £1 million. I was absolutely elated. What a legacy to leave the university with just under £1 million for a new pavilion. I was oh so proud that I finished my career at Kent on a high. Now, I could never have achieved any of these things without the love and support of my family. My wife, Kalia, has been my rock. Without her, none of this would have happened. And I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank my son Paul and my daughter Natalie for all their love and support. Thank you. And I would also like to say to you graduates, I hope you find a career that you feel passionate about and that you achieve all your aims and goals. So good luck for the future. Thank you.
I now resume the presentation of candidates from the Division of Arts and Humanities. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Amy Doreen May. Sarah Elizabeth McCran. Suna Melli. Henna Memi. Catherine May Miller. Jack Andrew Milner. Jacob Ryan Morris. Tyler Roger Morter. Sophia Jamie Murray. Jessica Louise Noakes. Sophia Nunez Abad. Carlotto Odrizolo Navarro. Verona O'Keen. Nanayibo Laju Okosi. Kai Benjamin Oak. Kira O'Neill. Nancy Evangeline O'Sullivan. Isoken Osaretin Osundi. Bill Anthony Page. Ellie Ann Panayutu. Eliareti Panula Lamprou. Georgina Jane Panzera. Sophie Catherine Parslow. Oliver Alfred Parsons. Alice Elizabeth Patchin. Ania Pina. Sarah Susan Peter. Alice Johanna Peverett. Casey Reese Porter. Sophie Anna Pridmore. Tilda Pryor. Emma Louise Putnam. John Ewan Reese Rainford. Olivia Lorenza Rees. Laura Marie Rishi. Joseph Peter Richards. Zoe Elizabeth Isla Ring. Hayden Lee Rowdy. Victoria Pierrosato. Giovanna Eno Rotsa. Sophie Jane Rudd. Katie Rudling. Maisie Georgina Ryan Wareham. Vanny Sidisivan. Saffron Kumari Salhan. Amy Louise Salmon. Florrie May Samuels. Jamal Marquez Kush Sandu Gray. Robert Sangby. Rosanna May Sarahun. Daniela Chardon. Ashley Jada Simone Scott. Demetrios Selish. George James Sharp. Rachel Alice Shears. Vienna Jade Shelton. Amani Fanar Aziz Simons. Jack Edward Smurden. Taylor Jade Smith. Karuta Teodora Sobieski. Michaela Squillace. Emily Steinbach. Jordana K. Steely. Lewis Samuel Stevenson. Toby James Stewart. Bethany Michelle Stockley. Alice Elizabeth Stone. Alexandra Rose Studley. Hannah Alice Thompson. Fiona Naomi Claire Thorpe. Megan May Thakeetle. James Tilsley. Maya Louise Tomlinson Fox. Jordan Michael Turner. Bron Twyman. Harlin Jans van Buren. Max Adrian Walter. Augustine Albert Afrate Walters. Rowena Hazel Ward. Nestiso Wasugi. Elizabeth Rosalind Watson. Emma Natima Wakiza. Macy Elizabeth Wells. Reese Stephen Welsh. Casper Leon Witrowski. Eamon Joss Wilkinson. Macy Olivia Window. Hannah Julia Whittow. Yasmin Flortia Mayani. Helena Joseph. Abigail Amory Young. Maximilian Zangi. Most Honourable Vice-Chancellor and President, it is with great sadness that I now invite Hannah and Ray to accept the award of degree of Master of Arts awarded posthumously to Benjamin Alcock. For the degree of Master of Arts, Shokhista Anamitova. Lara Claire Baker Harrison. Oliver Richard Howes. Conrad James Hudson. Jenny Lynn Skoy. Nicola Caroline Wheeler. Cameron Richard White. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled Oral Fluency and Drama, the Effect of Drama-Based Pedagogy on English Oral Fluency in Key Stage 2 EAL learners in UK primary schools, Luke Alexander Alder. For a thesis entitled Save Our NHS, Literature and the National Health Service, Ryan Brown. For the thesis entitled More Than Mothers and Wives, a study of women's public roles in Roman society between the 4th and 2nd centuries BC, Sophie Helena Sylvie Marie Chavaria. For a thesis entitled Lawrence Stern's Ethic of Happiness, as exemplified in his sermons in Tristram Shandy and in early Sterniana, Sharon Angela Hayward. For a thesis entitled Autonomy as an Ideal for Neuroatypical Agency, Lessons from Bipolar Disorder, Elliot David O'Neill Porter. For a thesis entitled La Caminata da Migrante as a Social Movement, the framing and making of the October 2018 migrant caravan, Rosario de la Lucha Rizzo Lara. For a thesis entitled A Heroine Untold, Esegul Sentug. For a thesis entitled Dode, Jane Margaret Shanker. For a thesis entitled Re-evaluating Richborough, A View from the Site Archive, Philip William Smither. For a thesis entitled Literary Transformations and Women Who Rewrite, Catherine Lynn Solveig. For a thesis entitled Comics and Colonial Propaganda, the Representation of Indigenous Superheroes in Contemporary Mainstream American Comics, Holly Mae Treadwell. And for a thesis entitled Expletives Explained, Metaphor, Moral Panic and Swearing, Victoria Ann Ward. The following candidates have requested that they be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Absentia: Madeline J. Bass, Rhianne Catherine Crane, Sylvia Maria Esposito, Catherine Mary Peddy, Rachel Lehman, and Ryan Tristan Walmsley.
Wow, well, we are almost at the end of this fantastic ceremony. but there is one thing we still have to do. So I wonder if our graduates could stand, please. That's you in the gowns. If you could stand for me, that's marvellous. So, graduates, you've been roundly applauded, whooped and whistled and celebrated during this evening's celebrations and ceremony. It would be marvellous if you could return that thanks and support and show your appreciation in the same way to all of the family, friends and supporters, your teachers, lecturers, professors, and all of our university staff community who've been here, supported you through your studies, and your family and friends will no doubt continue to do so. Please could you raise the roof of this cathedral and say a big thank you to everybody here in this magnificent cathedral. Fantastic. I hope that you go on and have, whoa! I hope that you continue your celebrations this evening, safely of course, but I do hope that you continue to celebrate and share the success that you've enjoyed whilst you've been celebrating here this evening. So please do continue to keep in touch with us as a university. We do have fantastic alumni continuing connections, and it's a really great way for you to stay in touch with us through those alumni networks. We really want to know how you're getting on in your careers, so please do keep in touch and let us know. You'll always be part of the University of Kent. All that remains for me to say is safe travels home, everybody, and finally, I now declare that this congregation is closed. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.